A very big hello and good evening, my dear friends. Wishing you all a very, very happy Friendship Day. The world revolves so wonderfully, yes. But I think it's even more wonderful and beautiful because of the amazing friends that have entered into our lives and further beautify it. May these special bonds last a lifetime and continue to bring smiles each day. I feel happy connecting with all of you almost a month after the previous episode of Expressions Espresso. EE gives me a reason to relate with my different guests on a very personal mode. It gives me a reason to be with you all, read your questions, comments, and feedback. And finally, it also gives me a reason to do things other than preparing for my concerts and workshops. After all, life is about sharing, caring, and doing many things together. And being with my special guests and all of you during each episode of Expressions Espresso is like an energy booster. Nadia Moidu, our guest in the last episode, really made the evening beautiful in the literal sense as well. This was the first time I was interacting with Nadia. Can you believe that? And right from when I connected with her initially to invite her and the subsequent preparations that happened, it has been a delightful interaction each time. Her warmth, her candidness, her down to earth approach, her practical outlook, and strong sense of identity is truly impressive. It is such humans who add meaning to any industry and any grouping of people. They are so good overall and foster the spirit of harmony and community living. Thank you, Nadia, for simply being yourself on our show. Music has, is, and will always be the strong bonding agent for the world at large. Ever since I chose music for a career and sang on different stages across the world, my gathering of goodwill, good friends, and amazing rasikas is simply inexplicable. I thank the Almighty every single day for this pile of treasure. On this note, it is my pleasure to bring you a Gen Z prodigy this evening. Born into a musical family in Chennai, he is the youngest child of Satish Varshan, a music director in the Tamil film industry, a singer, composer, flautist, and keyboard player, and Jhansi, a homemaker. His elder sister, this prodigy's elder sister, Amirthavarshini, is a singer, flautist, and composer as well. This young man I'm talking to you about demonstrated his musical talents as early as at the age of 2 when he played a complicated, controlled triplet beat with a xylophone stick on a cardboard box continuously for over half an hour. Later, he developed his drumming skills, and by the age of 4, he was a professional performer. At the age of 8, he won the POGO Award for India's Best Youngest Drummer. Later, he learned the piano and drums. In addition, he also began to explore other instruments like the acoustic guitar, the classical guitar, the bass guitar, harmonica, violin, mandolin, Veena, Melodica, Thavil, and the Ghatam. Wow, isn't that impressive? It was at this time that two of this prodigy's talents were revealed: perfect pitch and the ability to play the piano blindfolded. In 2019, he emerged as the title winner of CBS, the world's best triumphing over contestants from over 195 countries and securing a whopping $1 million as prize. With so many firsts to his credit at such a young age, he's all set to take off to another thrilling phase. So, what interests this youngster other than music? Studying space and astronomy, writing stories, screenplay, and science fiction scripts. Well, what a mixed bag. Now it is time for me to introduce this person I have spoken to you about, our special guest for the evening. Welcome, my little friend, Lydian Nadhaswaram. Namaskaram.
Hello, man. It's so good to be here in Expressions Espresso and with you. And it's an honor talking to you, man.
Thank you. Welcome to EE, and of course, happy Friendship Day to you. It
Yeah,
is
same to
indeed
you.
wonderful to have you here on
Yeah.
this lovely evening where, it's kind of raining. Is it raining across for you too?
Yes, it is raining so badly here.
Okay. So, shall we move to the questions, Lydia?
Absolutely.
We know you demonstrated a keen interest in music at the age of 2. And as you grew up, I want to ask you, was there any pressure that you felt to keep up with your sister, who is equally talented? And the next question is, how was it that you naturally took on to whatever your father introduced you to?
Well, I think there's one correction. Not equally talented. She's more talented than I am. And
That's so
we
generous of
both.
you.
So, we both have been like immensely passionate about music from a very young age, as long as we can remember. And my sister and I were always been very supportive of each other, and instead of feeling pressure, it's like a healthy like an inspiration that I took from her. And she was there at every point of the way, and she used to guide me and correct me, teach me. And we used to have so much fun too, not just music. We used to discuss a lot of things. We still are discussing about movies and other stuffs, but
Yeah.
mostly it'll be about music. And we see ourselves as a very healthy partners of music. And I think that's the strongest bond there is between us. Yeah.
There's a kind of a interesting fact about your names. You have Nadaswaram behind you, and she
Yes.
has the name of a raga. How did that
Yeah.
happen?
So a few days before I was born, my dad was in his music Western theory classes, and he was studying about all the 7 modes of music. Like Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. So he
Okay.
was studying about all those, and he felt that Lydian is a very good mode and also name. It sounds good as a name, and also Lydian is the what is it? It's in the family of the Amirthavarshini raga, right? So it's in the family of that, and also as
Okay.
my last name, which is Nadhaswaram. So Nadhaswaram is only played in for auspicious occasions, and it's known like what like one of the king of the wind instruments, and it's a South Indian Tamil instrument, and it's very hard to play that. And also it's one of the favorite instrument of Master Isayani Ilayaraja sir too, and my father loves it too. So and also he also told me this one more reason. So Lydian is for the Western audience, and Nadaswaram is for the Indian audience. So if others want, if foreigners wants to call me by my name, they can use Lydian, and it'll also be easy for the pronunciation. And if they find out where this guy comes from, it's from Chennai, Madras, South India. So it's like that. So that's an Indian name.
Yes,
So
yes. Nadaswaram
yeah,
is the Rajavadyam. It's called the Rajavadyam. And
yeah,
Nadam and Swaram, both melody and swara are
absolutely,
intertwined in your name. Beautiful,
yes.
beautiful. So let's talk about your practice schedules, because even today, when people meet me, youngsters meet me, they ask me, "How long do you practice, madam?" So I say, I'm not regular at practice right now. Then they say, "How long did you practice when you started out?" So I'd like to know about your practice schedules, especially because you play so many instruments. How do you prioritize your practice?
Well, I might not be that older, but my answer is almost like the same like yours too. So I haven't been finding time to practice more nowadays because nowadays I'm more to creativity and composing and other stuffs. But
Mm.
whenever I can, I just sit and practice whatever instrument it may be, like piano and drums. And as I started my career off with drums, I often practice drums and piano, and like these two are like my main instruments. So I practice them the most. But I can play like 35 instruments. So when I'm composing something, so if I want to
Mm.
record something, I take that instrument. So that recording session becomes a practice session for me too. So,
Oh, lovely.
so I split it up like that.
See, one represents melody, the piano, and drums represents rhythm. So between the two, which is the love of your life?
I don't want to be greedy. So it's like both eyes, I would say. So,
So, I mean,
yeah.
your answers are like how I would reply. When people ask me, உங்களுக்கு எந்த ராகம் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும், so I say, how can I choose which ragam? They're all like my babies. So,
Absolutely. So piano is
okay.
like my right and drums is like my left eye. So it's it's very tough to say that.
What is it about the piano that attracted you while you were in A.R. Rahman sir's KM Conservatory?
First, I went to Era Mansas Game Conservatory to learn tabla actually. But however, my curiosity led me to explore the entire campus by playing different instruments because I loved experimenting and exploring with new sounds and instruments. But this particular method, which is called as the Russian piano method, which was taught by Dr. Surojit Chatterjee over there in KM, it really inspired and impressed me because the whole thing seems like a beautiful drama and like a theatrical act. So it's very unusual way of playing piano, and that was really unique, and it seemed very new to me. So I was like, I told my dad that daddy, I want to learn this, so if you can please join me over there. And then him, without any hesitation, he joined me there. And then I studied there for like a year and a half, and I had an incredible experience there. And I learned so many things from Dr. Surajit Chatterjee. And whenever some big shots or some celebrities comes over to the school, which was brought by Rahman sir, they used to make me demonstrate some of the Russian piano method, and people will be like very impressed by that way of playing piano, and I also really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So, how old were you then?
When I joined KM, I was like 9 years old, 9 or 10. So during
So,
that
you
time.
were like a kid running everywhere and
Yeah.
probably the cynosure of eyes. எல்லாரும் உங்களே பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பாங்க. because குழந்தையா இவ்வளவு விஷயம் செய்றீங்க அப்படின்னு.
ஆமா. ஸோ அது நெறைய பேருக்கும் என்ன என்ன பார்த்தாலே அதான் ஞாபகம் வரும். Oh, I know this kid. He used to go around the entire campus and play different instruments. And in fact, I started my like sound engineering and the producing career there too. I used to go and sit in the computer room and just program some songs and copy that and show it to my dad. And I had a great time there. Yeah.
Awesome. So, you spoke to me about the fact that your sister was super talented as well. So, between yourselves, do you do any project as a partnership, or do you have your own areas of priority where you choose what to pursue and what to explore?
I think as per now, we are mostly doing like partnership projects. But if she wants to do some independent stuff, she tells me. And if I want to do some independent stuff, like my album, like my debut jazz album, Chromatic, that was my independent album in which I also collaborated with my akka for like one or two songs. And then she was very generous enough to play that. And it's having a sibling with similar interest is both a blessing and a challenge too. We end up discussing music very often, and we do independent concerts, and we also do concerts together. And if if I'm learning some piece in piano, she comes down and she corrects me and she monitors the whole session. And if she's learning some flute piece, I used to go upstairs to her studio, and then I used to tell that like do this like that, it can be even more smooth. But she knows that, but at times having a guidance or someone to critique, it's always it's
Yeah,
always a good thing,
yeah,
as long
yeah.
as that healthy.
I know
So,
exactly. At the age of 8, Lydian, you received the POGO Award for the Best Young Indian Drummer. Tell us
It's
something about the competition, how you prepared, and who were your contestants. This is more for the youngsters who are watching this program, who might be watching it later, for them to
yeah.
know what this award really means.
So when it comes to Pogo, there were many children contestants from all over India. And the thing is, that particular edition of the Pogo, the contest was won by my friend Jacob Samuel. He's a pianist. But there were so many competitors over there. So I received like a special appreciation award from Pogo rather than an actual award. So I would like to clarify that too. And it was more about the joy of performing, and the recognition of my efforts than the award itself. So I had a good time performing, and in fact I had my like first official interview in Pogo. So it was held in Ambiga Empire Hotel, and there
Hmm.
we met my friend Jacob Samuel too, and he was an amazing pianist. And there were there were children contestants from various different fields, like be it Rubik's cube or martial arts. When it comes
Okay.
all that, they needed one musician in one category, and
Right.
then I
Understand.
another one in another category. So but I got in like an appreciation special award. So yeah.
Okay. Your father seems to be your guiding light, kind of immediately recognizing your interests and ensuring that you pursue them with full focus.
Absolutely.
You moved from very early from regular school to homeschooling to give your music attention. At any point in your career or age, did you miss that regular school atmosphere? Having lunch with your friends, uh, talking, chattering, going for movies with them, playing with them.
Absolutely not, I would say. So my
Really?
father, yeah. So because to know what is school and to know how the system works, my father sent myself and my sister to school like for a while, and I was there till from UKG to third grade, like half yearly or quarterly, like whatever you say. So I did my half third grade, and then my sister was in school till her seventh grade. So,
Okay.
so that's the thing. And so to know about the environment and to mingle with friends, and to know how the system works, he didn't want us to miss that experience too. So he sent us to school for that. And father has always been an incredible guiding light, like recognizing my interests early and ensuring that I had focus needed to pursue them. And the main reason he stopped us from going to school is to not to wake us up early in the morning, not to disturb our brains and to tell us like go to school and study and study. So that was the main reason. And but it worked in our case, fortunately. But if you ask it will work for everyone, I would say no. So to pull us out of school and like focus our interest and our daily life in music, it's a really blessing.
Mm.
It's a real blessing for us, for us both.
Yeah, it's a very
So
bold decision because usually parents say, get a degree, get your graduation
yeah,
certificate. Let me see it, and then you can pursue what you want. But I
yeah,
think your father made the right choice, and y'all have lived up to his expectations.
absolutely. The thing is, we had a clear picture of what we are going to do next. So
Hmm.
that really helped us. And not only my father, even my mom supported like anything. So like these are like two big pillars, of strengths in my life and also my sister's life. So their support and their encouragement is like everything to us.
In 2017, were you 12 then?
2017. I'm pretty weak at math. Yeah, I was 12. I was 12.
You were invited to the American Children's Television show. What was it called? Siempre
It's yeah, Siempre Ninos.
Ninos. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
So, how was
Spanish
your
chef.
experience? Yeah, how was your experience? And did you feel that Indian musical instruments were understood and appreciated sufficiently in the international arena?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even now, if you go to some reputed music institutions all over the world, what they do
Mm.
is if you go to percussion class, they'll be like, okay, first we're going to start with takadimi takajunu takadimi takajunu.
Okay.
So Indian music has went up like that, like anything within a matter of few years. Now recently what I'm talking about, but it has always had that special spot for all the foreigners, but in recent times it has really boosted up and like crossed the limit. So
Mm.
during 2017, coming back to the topic, one of my piano videos started to go viral, and that was the time I started to play piano too, just like with like 2 years of my piano playing, and it got a lot of attention, especially from the States. So because of that, I was invited to this Spanish TV show in Florida, Miami, and it's called The Siempre Nos, and it was hosted by this very famous host in Florida. His name is Don Francisco, and that was my first time to USA too. So it was a very special trip for us. And then within a month after I went and performed and participated, I was invited back because my particular episode did very well, and the audiences they wanted me back again to play piano and other instruments too. So they invited me again, but the second time I also played tabla too. So that made a pretty huge impact, I would say.
Mm.
So because
Right.
tabla was a new, it was a new flavor to them. It was a new Indian instrument to them, and it was very new to watch. And I also learned some Spanish to talk on the show because I was going there for second time. And Florida, like English is 50% and Spanish is 50% too there. So I learned something like this. So here's how it goes. Estoy feliz de estar aquí de nuevo con usted. Estoy agradecido por su invitación al programa. So this is the
I'm happy
sentence.
to be in your program. Is it that?
Yeah. So it's like
The
I'm
way you
happy to
said
be
it,
back.
yeah, the way you said it, your facial expression expressed
See,
that.
and after I said this, people just stood up from their chairs and they gave a standing ovation.
Lovely, lovely.
So yeah, I had a great time there. Yeah.
Okay. You were gifted with a grand piano by the financier, philanthropist, and art supporter Michael Novogratz.
Yes.
How did this happen? And what was it that Michael saw in you that he gifted you this?
During my second time in the States, I visited New York City with my dad, and we were hosted by the former head of TED Talks, TEDx and TED Talks.
Yes.
So she was the former head of that. Her name is Juliet Blake. So she and her husband, Mark Shepard, they both hosted us, and we stayed there for like a week and a half. And they were like one of the most kindest human beings we met. And I call her as my grandma, and dad calls her as mom. So she's so sweet, and she introduced us to the mighty Novogratz family. So Mr. Michael Novogratz, he was also the former vice president of Jazz Foundation of America, and he was in some big post in LinkedIn, I think the CEO, and now he is the CEO of Galaxy Digital. There's a very big company there, and he's also a crypto billionaire. And during 2008 or 9, he was in the Forbes list of top 10 billionaires in the world. And also, not only this, he is the man with like one of the most biggest hearts that you can ever see in this entire universe, I would say. So
Hmm.
he's so nice, and I used to call him as Uncle Mike. So he had a get together in his house with two other Steinway and Sons endorsed pianists. So they were about to perform there. And the previous day before that, Juliet Blake, grandma, introduced us to his brother John Novogratz, and we went all the way to his house. And then I demonstrated some of my piano skills, and he was really impressed about that. And they both spoke to Uncle Mike about having me at their house the next day for the house get together.
Hmm.
So Mike uncle said that, oh my God, it's okay. I've been to Chennai too, so it'll be a pleasure to have this kid play in my home. So he was so generous enough to invite me all the way. So I went there, and then before my actual performance, we had a little chat. And then he asked me, "What's your favorite food? And what do you like to do? And what's your favorite piano?" And fortunately, he had a very big Steinway concert grand at his living room, in which all the three pianists played, including me. So we were about to play in that. So before performing, he asked me all these questions, and I told him my favorite piano is plays a Steinway piano, and that was the first time I ever played in a Steinway piano. It
Hmm.
at his house. So after seeing my performances, and fortunately, I played three of his most favorite pieces too. So it's like a
Okay.
long 20-minute pieces. So I played his favorite pieces too, and he was like very moved. And then after my performances, he just lifted me and he kept
Just-
me in his shoulders. And then he was announcing to everyone that, okay, guys, note this up, just attention here, like how they give a toast, So it was like that. And then when I go to Chennai or when this kid's birthday comes up, I will give this guy a Steinway piano. So he just
Wow.
he boldly announced it front
Mm.
of everyone, and I thought he was just kidding because he was also high at the moment. And everyone
Okay.
was high actually.
Okay.
So I thought that he was just kidding. Okay, that's a very kind words from him, and I was like, thank you so much, uncle, thanks for the kind words. And then we came back home to Juliet Blake's place, and then we came back home to back to Chennai. And then exactly 6 months later, 7 months later, on my birthday, September 6th, we are getting a call from the customs saying that, sir, a package, a very, very big package has arrived in Chennai airport. And then he took care of all the custom charges too, you know. And then it came all the way from in air, which is like thrice the cost than, being shipped through water. So he sent it all the way through air. And then September 6th morning, 11:15 a.m., we got a call that the piano is coming all the way from airport. And then they called my dad, and then he waited outside to pick them up. And then he came inside and told me that, Nana, piano on the chair, on the paru. And I was like,
Oh,
what piano? Is this a Steinway? Michael Novogratz uncle, I'm on the paru, he told. And then it's like
amazing.
it came with like a big truck, two big boxes, and they dismantled the entire piano and they came and they set it up in my house. And then it was a door-to-door gift. And then what to say, it's the greatest gift that I have got in my life. It's one of the greatest gifts. And then this was, I would like to mention this too, this was before the win at the world's best. So he had so much confidence, and he
Yeah.
really believed me that this kid will do something like that makes me proud or happy. So he had that thought, and then he sent this piano, and ever since that, this has become my buddy, friend, and partner, and companion, and whatever you call it, is the most important thing in my life, you
So,
know.
do you want to
And
show us what the piano does, or rather, what you
absolutely,
do on the piano?
absolutely. So I just want to make sure the sound is clear, right? Yeah.
Take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love the way you, put your left hand over the right hand and do that. Yeah, while this is stable, you try
Yeah.
experimenting with that. Very nice.
Thank you.
So, what was it that you played right now?
It was a composition of Claude Debussy from his album Children's Corner. It's called Dr. Gradus ad Parnasum. So basically, it's composed for kids. So this piece,
I could see
but
that. I could feel
it's
that. One
yeah,
kids
yeah,
running
it's
around.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
ஓகே, நீங்க வந்து வாசிட்டீங்கல்ல, உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச ராகம் வந்து ஆபேரின்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Ama, Ama, that's my favorite.
அப்பரும் சுந்தரரும் ஆளுடை பிள்ளையும், அப்பரும் சுந்தரரும் ஆளுடை பிள்ளையும், அப்பரும் சுந்தரரும் ஆளுடை பிள்ளையும், அருள்மணி வாசகரும் பொருளுணர்ந்தே உன்னையே எப்படி பாடினரோ அடியார், அப்படி பாட நான் ஆசை கொண்டேன் சிவனே, எப்படி பாடினரோ.
Wow. Thank you so much. That's an honor. So, Aberi is
Thank
my
you.
favorite.
Yeah. So you had the legend SPB, SP Balasubramanian sir, sing for you.
Yes.
And I hear that the song is yet to be released. You even accompanied him on stage shows. What was it to be sitting or standing next to him and also get him to sing for you?
I would say it's a dream come true to have worked with him and performed with him. And he is one of the most gentle, kindest, sweetest person that I've ever met. So, yeah, so when I met him for the first time and I called him as, hello, uncle. No, he said like, no. Nani uncle ni pilavaka and tata ni pilavaka. So he was so kind enough to say that. And we performed in Malaysia together.
Okay.
So we in 2019 September, and that was his, I think, last foreign concert, because after that the COVID started, right?
Yeah.
So we performed like 13 to like 15 to 20 minutes. We did some medleys and some solos, and whenever some good lines come in the song, like encouraging lines, he used to just wave his hand at me, like, just like, this line is for you. So all those gestures from him, like, man, I really miss him a lot. It's I'm still devastated. I couldn't process or handle his loss. It's a great loss to the entire world and music industry. But I composed a song during lockdown, and it's a Tamil song, and it features like 15 to 20 singers. So SPB sir, SPB uncle starts the song, and he sings the main like hook line too. So that song is still in works. It's in a hold for now, but it will come out when it's the right time to come out. And also during lockdown, Ilayaraja sir had called me, and then he said that I'm doing a song for COVID, and SP Balasubramanian sir is going to sing that, and I want you to arrange for the entire song. So that's like a huge honor, coming from the legend himself. So SPB sir sang that song, and Ilayaraja sir composed, and he wrote that song in Tamil, and then I programmed and I arranged the entire song. So that was an amazing collaboration. And in Tamil, it was sung by SPB sir, and in Hindi, it was sung by Mr. Sean. So those are the most precious memories I have with SPB sir. And when we bought our car, we bought like a BMW, I can say that. And the first person we shared that to SPB, it's SPB sir only. And then for every birthday of mine, and he used to send a voice message, and even for my sister's birthday, and also after we shared the news, after buying the car, he was like, first Goody Kelly, put chain Nana. So so he was like so encouraging, and he's so loving, and it's very rare to meet a person like that. I really miss him.
But few occasions that I met him also.
Yeah, absolutely.
There were few occasions like he was the chief guest in one of my concerts, and at Chennai, I think. And he came up to
Ah,
the stage after the concert and spoke so highly, and he makes you feel like you're so precious.
yeah,
How many people can make you feel like that?
yeah, absolutely. And even before we went on to perform in Malaysia, we were sitting backstage. So he was like, he offered us sneakers, and he was sharing all his old stories. And he offered us like popcorn, chocolates, and fruit. And he was like, తాగు తాగు ఇది ప్రోగ్రామ్ కి ముందు ఎనర్జీ కావాలి మీకు మీ ఇద్దరికి తాగండి తాగండి తినండి తినండి సో he was like so sweet. So yeah, I'll cherish the moments
Yeah.
that I've spent with him throughout my lifetime. Yeah.
So, how did the film Atkan Chatkan in 2020 for Z
Oh.
Studios happen? Was it the first time that you were acting? Apparently, you've received the Best Actor award from the South London Film Festival and the
Yeah.
Jaipur Film Festival. I don't know why you're laughing, but I'm laughing with you. A great achievement for your first, I must say.
Yeah, so it all started when I was at Germany uncle's house in Mumbai during 2000, like 2018. So it's like way before the world's best or any of my big breaks, so it all started then. And the director of the movie, Mr. Shivhare, so he also dropped in there to Germany
Mm.
uncle's house. And then he had the script in his mind for like 14 years. I'm talking like during 2018. And also during 2010 he shot the film with another lead role boy. Like, so he shot the film like 50%. There were some issues and conflicts with the producer, the storyline and everything, and then that project dropped. So
Oh,
as soon as he saw me at Shivamani uncle's house, the next day itself he got a producer for the film. So he was like, "This
oh,
is the
lucky.
boy." Yeah. So and he was like, "This is the boy I should cast." And Shermani Uncle also did music for that film, and it's basically a story about a very poor boy, a chaiwala, who has like immense interest for music and especially rhythm. So I, being a multi instrumentalist, and I started my career, playing drums.
Hmm.
So it very well suited me, and I had the face for like a very poor look and like a beggar thing kind of.
See.
so so I perfectly like suited the role. And we had like 10 days a workshop in Mumbai. And but first we hesitated to act because it's a completely different world for us, and we have never acted in any kind of things before, and there were many good people for the job. But me being a musician and also has a little interest for acting, so I thought like, why not give it a try, you know and then after all that, the world's best happened and all those kinds of things happened. And then after my win at the world's best, when people were like storming upon me with interviews and shows, there was this 1.5 months gap that I had to go all the way to Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh, to shoot the movie. So myself and my dad, after like 5 days of the world's best win, we just ran away to Jhansi, avoiding all the interviews and stuff. And then it was like taking a break from what I have been doing for like the past 14 years of my life. I'm talking about 2019. So it's like taking a 1 month break and going on and trying something new. And we had like a 10-day workshop in Mumbai before actually going to Jhansi. This was before the world's best. So there I learned a lot of things about acting, and I must thank my acting teacher, Mr. Adesh Rati, for believing in me and trusting me that I could pull the role off. You know, and I learned Hindi there too. I picked up the accent before I can pick up the whole language, so it really
Hmm.
felt easy for me. So there, they used to keep tests during the 10-day workshop. Like we need to go and roam around in the road, but with their like surveillance. So no one would leave us alone, but they will be maintaining a certain distance from us. And we used to go and perform at random spots, and just go and barge in into the movie theater and barge in into the train, and then just going and talking randomly to someone in Hindi, and then fighting. So I had all that strong foundation laid out for me, and then I felt a little easier during the shoot. And the first day I took like 5 to 10 takes, and then after that. My acting teacher was so nice to me, and he taught me so much things. So I just took like 2 to 3 takes after that for the entire rest of the shots, and people were very impressed with me, and they told that I did a good job, and I'm happy that I did it. And I was very surprised that after knowing that I got the South London Film Festival award for Best Actor. So, so that was a very special moment.
So you must have
But
been very natural, like the rumba. When you start doing many movies, then you become kind of stereotyped, or you become very cliched, or aware of the fact that you're being shot. But
yes,
since it was your first, and you were very young, that
yeah,
innocence, that
yes,
absorption power to do what exactly the director wants you to do must have come out
absolutely.
on screen. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And also, me being a musician, I understood the story and I perceived it really well. And then when they want me to play something to the song what Shivamani uncle has composed, like rhythm, I could perfectly be able to pull it off and beat the exact beats so that in movie it look as real. So that was a big advantage for me. And yeah, I had a really good time there.
So you spoke about Shivmani sir now. So what was his reaction to you being able to play so many instruments, especially rhythm instruments?
He is also, like, I can say, one of the most kindest person I've ever met. So whenever I go to Mumbai and I stay in his house, and then he'll be like, "Nana, வா நீ தான் எனக்கு சொல்லி தரணும் drums எனக்கு நான் full setup So he's so kind enough to say that he knows everything about this, to know about rhythm, but still he's generous enough to say எனக்கு double bass எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு எனக்கு சொல்லித்தா, எனக்கு இந்த stroke எப்படி பண்ற, அது எப்படி இந்த cross hands எப்படி போற. So he's like so nice. And then whenever he comes to Chennai, he also we live very close. He's like a neighbor. So
Okay. Okay.
he lives in the opposite apartment and I'm here. So he comes here very often and we spend good quality time together. And then
Hmm.
I also recently worked a song for him, and he sang a song for me too, for myself and my sister. No one will believe that, but it will come out very soon.
Okay.
So
Lovely.
yeah, and we have performed a lot in lots of places too. So yeah, and yeah, I had a great
As
time.
siblings, you interpreted Tiruvasagam in symphony, for which the oratorio was written and orchestrated by Isenyani Ilayaraja sir, and sung in Tamil and English. How did this happen? If you can keep this a little brief, I know it could go long because we have two more questions and then we're taking questions from the public as well.
Okay, so
Was
I'll
this also the gateway for you to be accepted by the maestro as his first student outside of his three children?
that was also our like one of the intentions, I would say. But the main intention is to pass this beautiful piece of album to the next generation, because there's so much in that album, like music, arrangements, vocals, and how he perceived the Tiruvasagam, and he put beautifully into music. The arrangements, if you listen, it's one of the most divine projects and divine albums ever produced in the history of the world, I would say. So being able to recreate something like that, it was an honor to us, and we took it as a challenge too, because during the lockdown we recreated many of his songs, because during those days the audio quality was not like top notch, right? So many
Yeah.
of his arrangements got buried down, and then my intention was to bring that up and then show to the world that he has wrote and he has written all this and he has implemented all these styles and this kind of music. So that we did. And then when it comes to Tiruvasagam, we have like grew up listening to that, like the mammoth of an album. So we wanted to recreate the longest piece from the album, which is like what's the piece name? Polla Vinayan. It's like a
Ah,
30-minute
Pallavi.
piece. Yeah, and we did that in a matter of 3 days, including
Hmm.
the video editing too. So right after we posted that, the next day itself, he came in a video call, and then he was like, "Hi Lydian, பார்த்தேன். எதுக்கு நீங்க இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு பண்றீங்க? உங்களுக்கு நிறைய இருக்கு உங்களுக்கு பண்ண வேண்டியது. என் பாட்டை எதுக்கு பண்றீங்க?" So he was so nice, and he also told my dad that நீங்க என்ன மாதிரியே பாடுறீங்க, but நல்லா இருக்கு. So that's the word from Maestro, and we were very happy. And then after like a year and a half, he accepted me as a student, first and only student, and that's one of the biggest blessings that I could get, and all thanks to him.
So, for the final question of the evening, what are your
Yes.
current projects and which of them right now is the most fulfilling?
So now we are doing a massive project. It's none other than the Tirukural. So we are composing for 1330 Tirukkurals. So my sister, myself are doing this album together, and she is composing for all the melody lines, and I'm taking care of all the arrangements. And we are treating all the 1330 Kurals as one single track, so 1330 singles. And not only we are composing for the Kural, we are also composing along with the Portal too, with a simplified Tamil synopsis and also the English synopsis, which comes in the video. So it's like, so the format is this, like Pallavi, Charanam, Pallavi. It's like Kural, Porul, and Kural. So we hired a Tamil scholar. His name is Satish Varshan. He has dedicated his life for Tamil. So if the Kural is like 7 words, the Porul is maximum like 14 words, and in a very easy Tamil for any Tamil speakers to understand. So that's the formula and the concept of this project. And it's like Pallavi, Charanam, Pallavi, and it's coming out very beautifully. And we are also collaborating with 1,000 singers from all over the world. And we have recorded like 920 singers, so just few more to go, and the rest 330, myself and my sister and my father, we are splitting it up. And also we are doing music videos for all the 1330 Tirukkurals, and in which there's also the English translation, which is written by my dear uncle from the United States of America. His name is Vishwas Gaitonde. So this is the massive project that is going on for now.
Truly
And
massive, yes.
so, and also we are recording with all music composers are singing in this, and many Grammy Award winning artists, and all the singers. And also we are not sticking like in one genre. I'm implementing almost all the genres. So like a beat, rap, Western classical, blues, jazz, Carnatic, Hindustani, R&B, Arabic, so indie, so everything like that. So from 16th century, from J.S. Bach time to whatever there is now, we are implementing all the genres, and then it's turning out beautifully, and it will be releasing very soon. And one more project what I'm doing is my Indian fusion album. It's called Celestials, in which I'm collaborating with some legendary musicians, and it will be releasing very soon. Yeah. So these are the big
Wishing you
projects.
good luck for all your projects, especially the Tirukkural one. So
Thank
now
you so much.
I want to read out a genuine appreciation from the audience. Srikant M. Girinath. He says, a great moment listening to this chat, exploring Lydian, whom I consider as the eighth wonder of the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shrikant. Means a lot.
And then there's a question from Rajagopalan Desikan. Tell us about upright piano and grand piano. Is there a difference?
Yes, of course, there's a difference. So grand piano is nice and bigger, and upright piano is smaller in size, but both have different tones. Grand piano has an open and heavy tone, and it's mostly performed for like concerts, and it has a beautiful look too. The lid up there, it goes up. But upright piano is mostly for classes, lessons, and practice, and also at times the touch differs. So, but I prefer both. But as of now, I have a grand piano in my home. But I started my career with an upright piano, which was bought for my sister.
But what is symphony, he asks? Can a piano be in a symphony? I don't understand this question, but I'm sure you do.
So it's all up to the composer. If he wants to add piano, he can add it. If he wants to add like violas, he can add it. So I would say like that. So there's no restrictions, and there are many symphonies with pianos. Beethoven symphony, he has written so many. Beethoven being a pianist, he wouldn't miss out piano on a symphony, right? Yes. So Mozart. So yeah, it's completely acceptable.
So another appreciation message, Sangeeta Narayanan.
Yes.
She says, "Hi Lydian, you are an amazingly talented and hard-working musician. Really admire your work. Best wishes."
Thank you so much.
So now we go to the firing range, okay? Which is like fast questions. And சுருக்கமா பதில் சொல்லணும்.
Sure.
Which is your most favorite spot for practice in your house?
Home. Living room.
At home. Yeah. At home where? Yeah. By the piano.
At home, my living room converted into a studio too. So that's where I spend most of my time.
Okay. Yeah. Which of your initial gurus, you seem to have many non-Indian gurus, tutors. So, which of them would you? It's a difficult question, but then which of them would you feel brought out the best in you?
My dad.
Awesome.
Absolutely. My dad.
What is your favorite attire?
Uh, Anything that I'm comfortable in, but when I perform piano, it's suit. When I perform drums, it's something it's more free, like a shirt and a baggy pant. But at home, I would like just tracks and or denims or just t-shirt. Yeah.
Why do you like the raga Abhiri or Beam
It
Plus?
it really touches my soul, and I became a fan of Raga Aberi from the Aberi album by the maestro L Shankar sir. So I'm a big fan of that. Yeah.
Okay. Your best fan moment when you became a fan and when someone became a fan of you, both.
Oh, someone became a fan. Okay, so when I became a fan, I would say it's Michael Jackson and Jacob Collier. So I saw Jacob Collier live here in Bangalore. He invited me all the way, and we spent a lot of time together in his green room. So that was my biggest fan moment, I would say. And when someone became a fan of me, uh, so I absolutely don't know who was that, but I've experienced many fan
Yeah, after
counters.
your concert, after your show, perhaps, somebody came and told you the most touching thing, the most inspiring.
Okay, then I have this beautiful memory when I was shooting for Atkan Chetkan film in Jhansi. In a school, I just finished my performance for a shoot, so they were shooting, but they also switched on the keyboard and connected it to a speaker. So all the students were watching from the ground, and I was playing in the stage. And once I finished my performance, it's like 200 to 300 kids just ran up to the stage asking my autograph, and I had to run all over the ground to avoid them because people were completely coming and attacking me. So that was a wholesome moment, I would say. So
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
So on Friendship Day, tell us about your best friend.
My sister, she's my best friend, and I spend most of my time with her. But I've also developed a lot of other friends too. My like musician friends. My friend whom I known for 18 years. His name is Suraj, and my friend from Dubai. His name is Kalidas. He's an excellent guitarist, and of course my drummer friend Stephen Samuel Davisi. So these are my musician friends whom I mingle a lot with. Yeah.
Music இல்லாத friend.
அப்படின்னு யாருமே இல்ல. But it's like family. So we spend time with the cousins.
Other than family and music, யாராவது ஒரு friend இருக்காங்களா?
Yeah. Well, my sister is there, like my family
இல்ல
friend.
இல்ல other than familyன்னு சொல்லிட்டேனே முதல்ல. Family போச்சு.
Okay,
Musicians
அப்படி அவ்வளவா யாருமே இல்ல. அப்ப அவ்வளவா யாருமே இல்ல. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite cuisine or food that you like very much?
Whatever my mom cooks. Like I'm like so homesick. So I love whatever she cooks. She's an excellent cook.
దాంట్లో
So yeah.
ఏమి ముఖ్యమంటే చెప్పాలి అప్పుడు దాంట్లో
Auntie? Ma'am, sorry.
I try to speak the Telugu that I know. But
Oh,
இல்ல அம்மா பண்றதுல பிடிச்ச விஷயம்.
okay. அம்மா பண்றதுல பிடிச்ச விஷயம் of course என்ன என்ன சொல்றது. So today she cooked a pulav, a veg pulav with an excellent gravy. So that was like one of my favorites too. So and she makes excellent sambar and amazing curd rice. Her mix is like top notch, on point. I would say that.
We have to have a competition. People say that mine's the best. So
Yeah, then yours the best. I wouldn't argue with that. Yeah.
okay. Your favorite vacation choice? By the mountain, by the waters?
I would say both. I love beach as much as I do mountains, but we have our like family in Australia and also in North Carolina in the United States of America. So both are like my favorite vacation spot. You know, so we used to go there and relax and spend time with them. So yeah, all.
Grand Canyon போயாச்சா?
In the Grand Canyon Polar, but it's in my bucket list. So after finishing Tirukural project, we want to go and explore the world.
Vocal, instrumental, acting, composing. Which is the easiest and which is the most difficult?
this is the most difficult question I have today. I had to.
No. எப்படியும் அந்த
So,
4ல ஏதோ ஒண்ணு ரொம்ப ஈஸியா உங்களுக்கு வரும். அதே மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டப்படக்கூடிய ஒரு விஷயம் ஒண்ணு இருக்கும்.
So each thing has its own speciality and difficulty.
You are a diplomat. எல்லாத்தையும் பிடிக்கும்னு அப்படி என்ன மாதிரியே இருக்கு சில விஷயங்கள்ல. நானும் எதையும் எல்லாத்தையும் சேர்த்துட்டே இருப்பேன்.
I'm staying on the green line. So
Yeah.
so see, I have very recently started to sing. My voice broke and I just started.
Yeah.
So, but I know that vocal is one of the most difficult things to do, singing. But it's also one of the most beautiful instruments there is, because it's inbuilt. It's in us. And it's completely, it's an absolute divine to have, to sing a little bit. And instrumental, when it comes to instrument, I've been an instrumentalist for most of my life, So
Yes.
I would say piano has its own speciality, drums has its own speciality. So we need a melodic and a rhythmic sense for this. For that, we need a sheer sense of quantized tempo and rhythm there, and mathematics, and kind of all those. And when it comes to acting, so I just did one film, so I can't say more about that, but it's getting into the character and understanding the story. It's about exploring in all the areas of emotions. It really triggers the emotions out of us, and to display out the emotions, and we lose fear, and stage fright, and camera shyness, and all those kind of stuff. So that's a beautiful craft. And composing, I would say, other than all this, it's we are creating something for others to do. So we are becoming the creator, and that's such a divine process. It's such a divine process, and mentally it's such a soothing thing. And we need stability and creativity, and we need to be emotional at the same time, and we need to know the grammars and the intervals to compose, and we need to understand the situation to what we are composing for. It should justify the situation. There's a lot of factors like that. So I would say the most difficult is singing and composing. So there are a lot of instrumentalists in the world who shined out, but vocal is one of the most difficult thing to do, because we need to have the stability and everything. You know everything about vocals there is to know. So I will just limit myself. But composing, it's a beautiful process, and I love composing. So that's the most difficult thing. Yeah.
So எங்களுக்காக ஸ்பானிஷ் பேசுறீங்க, பியானோ வாசிச்சீங்க, பாடுவீங்களா?
ஐயோ, எனக்கு அவ்வளவு பாட தெரியாது.
ஒரு லைன் உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச எஸ்பிபி சார் பாட்டுல இருந்து ஏதாவது ஒரு லைன், சும்மா கேஷுவலா.
Okay, I'll try something, but I don't know the lyrics for anything, so please excuse me, everyone. So I'll sing not one of my favorite song, but it's not sung by SPB sir. So this is a song by Lydian sir. So it's called Meen Kodi Theril.
Thank you. So that was an enjoyable evening, Lydian. Happy to know so much about you. Our music is the best, and music is that which has bonded us together, and which is that pulse which keeps us, ticking in life.
Absolutely.
I can understand how much you love music, and you are indeed a true global ambassador, taking India to the world stage and further showcasing India's beauty and the art's beauty. For global artists like you and me, representing our motherland on foreign soil, I think it's a matter of pride and honor, yet makes us feel very, humble. Like, நமக்கும் ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடைக்கிறதே அப்படின்ற ஒரு gratitude, இல்லையா?
Absolutely, yes.
So wishing you the best for all your future projects, and thank you for being with us. and
Thank you so
inspiring so many youngsters who are looking to make music as their career. What would you like to say?
uh, please do what you love and always listen to your parents too. And more than all of this, always have good food habit and always stay healthy, because if health is there, you're all good to go. You can explore in any fields you want. So take care of your health. That's the most important thing I would like to say to everyone. So yeah, thank you so much, and
Thank
it's
you,
been an
Lydian.
honor.
Thank
It's been
you.
an honor talking with you, Auntie. Sorry, talking with you, ma'am. Sorry, I'm just breaking my limits. So, but I had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Wish Amirthavarshini the best as well, and a lot of love to your father and mother.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that was so interesting to get this young blood on screen and express his dreams, goals, ambitions, everything. I remember that I was 3 when my mother recognized that I was inclined to walk the path of music. Lydian expressed his remarkable skills at the age of 2. We honestly need to be so grateful to our parents to have caught us so young and carved a path for us. Blessed am I, and so too is Lydian. My appreciation and good wishes to his parents for being such wonderful pillars of support. So, friends, it is time to say goodbye until our next. See you another time with another interesting guest. Until then, keep the feedback and all your comments flowing. See you all soon. Good night and tada.